remember being a kid and the ground was rock hard here. And it ain't changed. Try and find somewhere to get these in. Well, that didn't take long. 35 years later, and we've returned to Marsh Farm. And the biggest carp I ever caught out of here in the day was 11 pound when I was a kid. So if we can beat 11 pound today, that'd be great. We've just literally cut this rod out, a bit of spod over the top. But this used to be full of tiny little commons, 7 and 8 pound, but when I was a kid it was the perfect ground for learning. There we go. That's good, that's the kind of little common I was expecting to catch. But there actually is some bigger fish in here now, and when I say bigger, I think there's 20s. They've stopped it. There's a few 20s, but I've come here to revisit my childhood because it's the first place I ever properly fished for carp. I've been here 10 minutes and we've caught a little common, which was typical of what I'd have caught back in the day and absolutely been rolling around the floor about. So let's have a quick look at him. Well, we've returned 35 years later, and hopefully the smallest of the day, but the first of a few. I'll chuck it back so you can get a bigger one. When I say better, I don't mean big. Just bigger than the other two. That fish. Good. Yeah, got it, mate. God. Da, da, da. Well, this is about our 5th common this morning, and this is what they were like when I was a kid. And we're going to have to wade through a few to try and get a better fish. But yeah, they're only little, but it's a great trip down memory lane at the moment. And to get this one back and keep wading through them, because somewhere in here there's a few 20s, and it'd be lovely to bump into one. They're really rare in here. It's one of them new fish. Well, one summer I had 100 carp out of here in 6 weeks, and only one was a mirror, so I'm happy to get a little mirror. Again, another little fish, but we're going to carry on, see if there is any 20s in here. I'm not sure if there is, but we're having some good fun. Okay, so I thought we might be getting a few bites today, and you know I love the blowback rig for a bottom bait, but if you want to be changing hooks quickly and not going through like 20 rigs in a day, I love using the multi-rig, because basically it's 2 loops at the end of a bit of 25-pound Camo X, and then you've got like a kicker and a mini ring swivel. And what we'll do, I'll show you that you can just simply slip off the kicker, replace the hook with a new hook, and put the mini ring swivel and the bait back on. So it's really easy and simple to change hooks. That way you're not only having to tie loads of rigs, you're putting a nice new sharp hook on. And then on top of that, I've got the uni lead clip. There's not really any snags I'm fishing to where I am, and I've got it turned round into the hold where it does not drop the lead. If it was to become snagged, it can rip out of it, but this way it don't drop the lead. So if I'm having 20 fish in a day, I ain't going through 20 leads, which would cost me an absolute fortune. Gosh, it ain't so bad. There's about 10 fish went then. There you go, another little common, and yeah, the walk back down memory lane shows that the lake ain't really changed. These little commons were probably the same little commons that I was catching 35 years ago. More than that even, but still, great fun. Getting back, see if we can beat the 11 pound. So this time of year when the water's warm, things like the stick mix and the smart liquids work treble good, because basically the water's so warm it's just reacting. So I'll always put a lot of that over my bait, especially like today, we're fishing 5 foot of water, give it a good stir, and as them baits are dropping down through the water column, and you can see there, all that is just coming off, it's filling the entire water column with smells, tastes, and just pulling fish down onto your bait. So don't just fire boilies out into the lake, make them even more attractive to the carp by adding either smart liquids, stick liquids, oils, things like that. This time of year it will definitely give you more bites. Well, it's baking hot. It's 26 degrees today and they're still feeding. I just actually spotted some boilie out there because I've run out of hemp, and yeah, they're still tearing it up. Finally got a half decent one, Ross. It's at least 15. Considering how small they are, they proper fight. Well, I've got one in the net here, and we're just trying to deal with it, and the other rod's gone, but they are absolutely tearing the bottom up out there for the bait. And funny enough, both of these fish have been a bit bigger, which is good. Means we might be nearer to beating the 11 pound. There we go, 2 fish in one net. It's crazy to think that I might have caught either of these carp over 35 years ago, and they're still swimming around in this little farm lake. Absolutely brilliant. I'll tell you a funny story. When I discovered this lake, the first time we come to do a night, it was with a lad called Justin Price. We were like thick as thieves when we were kids, and we come over to do the night. One of our first times night fishing, and we was sitting there. It was about 1 o'clock in the morning. I think one of us had a carp, and all of a sudden we started hearing this lion roaring, and we literally didn't know what way to run. I run one way, he run the other. Eventually I got to the gate where we come in, I thought, what am I doing? There can't be a lion out here. Walked back to my tent, I'm absolutely crapping myself. And Justin's, we sat up all night and we kept hearing this lion. In the morning, Justin's mum brought some food down and we told her what had gone on. She said, yeah, that'll be the zoo over the back. So we actually had heard a lion, it just turned out it wasn't running around in the wild. It's a true story that. Ross, we shit our pants. I'm talking in the bivvy on the same bed chair going, I heard something. Like, it just scared the shit out of us. Who's that then? Used to be Van Zoo. It's mad to think that I was 12 years old when I fished here, maybe 13. I'm 52 now, so it's 30 years ago. And I'm probably still catching the same commons today that we was catching back then. They're still here. And I've just brought my book down, more to show Ross than anything. And yeah, holding them commons. And I'm looking at a picture now that's got this swim in the background. And in the picture I've got Mitchell 300s, Monkey Climbers and Optonics, which might mean nothing to most of the people watching this, but it's a very old set of gear. And I remember My biggest common out of here was £9.12 and my biggest mirror was £11 too. And I had to catch about 200 fish to catch them. But, things have changed, but it's been really nice to come back, catch a few of them old commons and have a trip down memory lane. So it's that time of year now when I never come out without a floater rod, because you get to a lake and you can guarantee the fish all over the top, and we've really got some sunny weather this year. So I'll talk you through my setup. I've got an old 4.5 bait runner, and then I've got a 9-foot £3 rod, which is quite stiff, but I've got braid on here, and that is the Guru braid, £24. It floats and it will hit 80 yards very easily with one of these floats. Absolutely flies off the reel. Then I've probably got 4 foot of £10 white, which is important, floating line, floater line. And the reason white is important is when the fish looks up, white will blend in against white clouds, it won't see it. Then on there I've got a size 8 sort of wide gape hook and a mixer with a little weight in the back of it, so the mixer flips round, leaves the hook out of the water, and the carp in theory can't see the hook. Doesn't always work like that. The other week I went to Cotterton Lakes in Kent, turned up, I'd been there 20 minutes, saw some fish on the top, managed to get some floaters out between the seagulls, and that time I was using actually a fly made of deer fur, so it disguises the hook, and within 20 minutes I had a 40-pounder on the bank, and yeah, £43, which was a PB off the top. I ended up staying for a social with my mates, and yeah, just a nice short session. That rod, hadn't I had it with me, I would not have caught a 40-pounder. So it's always worth, especially this time of year, always have the floater rod at the ready. I think a lot of fun gets lost in carp fishing these days. Everyone is obsessed with catching loads of monsters, and today we've come down somewhere where I haven't been in 35 years, and it's sometimes nice just to do a day, see the bobbins move. I caught quite a few small carp, so like if you're just doing a day in that, don't put too much pressure on yourself other than enjoying the actual session you're doing. So I spent absolutely weeks at this lake when I was a kid. Sometimes, well, twice, the whole 6 weeks holidays. My mum would drop me off and I'd spend 6 weeks down here with my mate and catching carp non-stop. And yeah, we wouldn't catch many, to be fair. Some days we'd only have one a day. There's always been loads in here, but that's how you learn, isn't it? You make your mistakes on easy waters, so later on in life, when you are fishing difficult places, you know what not to do. But it's lovely coming back. The old lake ain't really changed much either. If anything, it's got even prettier. But yeah, really enjoying it. not the biggest carp in the world, but it's been a great bit of fun. If you're into your floater fishing, which I think everyone should be, in the summer you should have a surface rod now because it will give you so many more extra fish throughout the summer. But I had a friend make me these, Andy made me these, and basically they're deer fur and they've got a size 8 wide gape hook in them. And what's happened, I've snipped it away so that just sits on the surface like that, and it looks like a dog biscuit. So when you're feeding the dog biscuits, it imitates it. And why that is so good compared to putting a rubber one on or something like that is the hairs, the deer hair embeds the hook, so it's almost disguised within the hook. So in theory it is a fly, but it works really well. And no doubt if you've got a shop near you that tie flies, you can get some of these tied, or you can buy mine singly off me for £150 a fly. But yeah. Yes. Well, that took some doing. I was feeding all over the place. In the end, I put it over a little willow branch and lowered it in. He just come up and took it. And yeah, what is it? 3 o'clock, boiling hot, and I think me and Ross are going to head off now. We'll have a quick look at this fish because I've got to get my gear ready because I'm coming from here, which has got I don't know how many hundreds carp in it, to a lake with only 40 carp in it tomorrow, and you will see that campaign video later on this year. Well, there we go. Actually probably a mid-double. We've caught off the bottom, on the fly, off the surface. Really enjoyable day today, and it's only a short day. But if you're getting out and you've only got 5 or 6 hours, look, I've learned a few things today. Without a doubt, this week, when I go to my syndicate, I'm going to be taking a bit of particle because these fish love the oil coming out of them. So you're learning all the time. I'm learning, you're learning, and I'll catch you next time.